and he's very excited to tell you about what we have lined up for our 20th anniversary season.
Thanks, Leslie. Thank you. Actually, I came here as the artistic director of the department in 1984, so I've been here for a while, and then the building that they promised that would be built in 1986, finally we got into it in 88, 89. It's pretty astonishing to think about just the last 20 years. I just returned from Hollywood, and to see the students that have gone through this building have, through their own hard work and their own abilities and skills, not to mention intellect, learned something that they can then carry into the world and create a success for themselves, has been extremely fulfilling. So it's my privilege now to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing, and specifically about what we're going to do next year. As you know, as loyal subscribers, and I do want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you, we are focused on the audience. That is integral to what we are doing. That doesn't mean we succeed 100% of the time, but our goal is to engage you. And if you'll notice in my program notes, each year, my note at the beginning of the program, I say thank you for spending your valuable time with us, because I know in this day and age, there's nothing more valuable than time. And we try to make it worth your while. I'd say in 4 words, we try to take good plays and make them well done. And we have a variety of work. Some has political resonance. Frequently we'll do large classical plays that other people either can't do or choose not to do. But we'll also do developmental work, such as Beatbox Bard, or we'll do new adaptations, such as Little Women. And we'll do a number of regional premieres and frequently plays as well with music. So next season is very special for us because it is the 20th anniversary of the Schwartz Center. And we have a theme for next season, and the theme is Cornell Connections, both on campus and beyond campus. We're focusing on students, former students who have come through this building, and actually before this building was built, and trying to bring them back and re-engage them with us to create work to present to you. So what I'm going to do is tell you a few of the people who are coming back, the projects that they will be integrated into, what plays we're going to do. I think you'll find it an exciting season. Our subscribers almost always enjoy comedy, and we have 2 wonderful comedies in store for you in the fall. The first is a classic, a chestnut, but I think you'll agree that it's worth seeing again. The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. Beth Millis, class of '88, will be directing that. You may have seen Bourgeois Gentlemen. Beth is right now working with Tim Robbins, the movie actor, out in LA on his new play called Carnage. The second play that we're going to do is a special treat, I think. It's called God's Ear, and it's by Jenny Schwartz. God's Ear opened off-Broadway in New York. It's now scheduled for an off-Broadway production. The New York Times said that it was inventive and that Jenny is a real talent, and she is trying something very ambitious. The play shows and suggests that the language we use cannot often say what we feel in our heart. And I saw this play, and it's obviously a serious play about a family that loses a child. But the way that Jenny deals with text, it's used to avoid emotion, and then every once in a while the emotion comes through, and it's a bold experiment, and it's very, very moving. Next, our own Bruce Levitt, who's here tonight, will be directing one of Shakespeare's earliest comedies, Love's Labour's Lost. It's one of the best uses of language by Shakespeare. It's relatively seldom produced. Of course, it's about 3 gentlemen who renounce the world, and in particular women, until some very beautiful women come along. Bruce is a director of wide-ranging talent. You may have seen Beatbox Bard. You may or may not have seen The Puppet Master of Lotz, which he just directed off-Broadway in New York, and perhaps you saw Good this past fall. Next, we have a play that I think has particular resonance today and for various aspects of our community. I'm pleased to say that Joan Jacobs Brumberg is here with us tonight, and she wrote a book that you may know about called The Body Project. and it focuses on, among other things, the disconnect between the powerful modern women and their own image of their own bodies and their self-image. And one of the things I thought was interesting was the fact that many women would rather have root canal than go to a beach and being in a bathing suit. And this play, which was developed through improvisation with various actors, will be directed by Emily Rainey, class of '07, in the Black Box. Next is a play that you may have heard of, perhaps even you've seen. It's a wonderful play by Alan Bennett, and it's called History Boys. And History Boys focuses on an English boys' school, boys who are interested in sex, sports, and getting into Oxford. I think if you change the Oxford part, you could apply it to the It's sharp and it's hilarious. It looks at adolescence and at education. It's the winner of the Laurence Olivier Award, as well as 6 Tony Awards, and it was a smash hit in London. That play, interestingly enough, has all men except for one woman's role, so it fits very well with the Body Project, which is all women. Next, we have Dance 09, entitled Glory and Rue, Street Dances. And this focuses on places and people. And Jume Ju and Byron Suber will head up this effort. And it really looks, I think, if I'm interpreting it correctly, Joyce, I know, is here, Joyce Morgenroth, on how people move in different spaces, whether it's a cafe, whether it's out in the street, whether it's out in front of the Schwartz Center, and looking at the spatial relationships and the various elements of movement and bringing that into an artistic whole. And then finally, I think this will be a surprise, because it's not quite the kind of work we usually do. Next year is the 90th anniversary of the birth of Leonard Bernstein. And in New York, if you read the New York Times, they're doing a whole series in the fall. And here on this stage, you just saw 10 singers. We will have approximately 150 singers because we're going to present Bernstein's Mass. This opera, it's actually a concert, but for us it will become a full opera with spoken word, dance, projections. Scott Tucker, who's our Cornell's Director of Choral Music, will be involving both men and women's choruses. That's probably about between 100 and 120 people, and then there's another, I'd say 20 to 30, and then there's a boys' chorus, and then there's an orchestra. And this focuses on a crisis of faith of the young celebrant, and it follows the liturgical Catholic Mass, but with Bernstein's interpolation of blues and various other musical forms. It's quite a remarkable work. It was commissioned, as you may know, by Jacqueline Onassis for the opening of the Kennedy Center, and it is another example of us making connections on the campus as well as beyond the campus. Let me just say a couple of more words about what else will be open to the public next year. We will have a playwrights weekend in which we're bringing back 6 accomplished Cornell playwrights in a single weekend to have some of their work read. We will have numerous members of the Hollywood community coming back here and speaking to students and frequently in a public forum. So it really will be a way for us to celebrate the people that have experienced this building and that now give us something back as they create their own legacy. So now we have to do something theatrical for you. I will show you the season visually. Here we go. I just want to conclude by thanking you so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for your support. We very, very much appreciate it. I think this is going to be an intriguing season. I didn't name all the players that are coming back to participate, but there's a lot of former Cornellians who will be joining us. And if it looks intriguing to you, please tell your friends and encourage them to come. Thank you.